Fast forward, any come on watch on television, so I'm saying, how say AGH Politics Avenue. Political stories are training milk is making headlines. And a Jim Rennie be Akroma. And a Menoka say, you're Kevin Taylor, Australia, Loud Silence TV CEO. Now, Menoka say, court at me as quashi a year 2020 bench warrant. A year Justice Eric Cheba for itimi issue against him say okay can be afa na ho agu ho fi the senti bench warrant no enka court issue one no enka yemfa en Kevin Taylor obia no mra Ghana na afi omi na no o nsimbi ho na na omo kopie mo court etimi abasem no atogu meno ka say yense mre ebubu awuram na hwe asem the way sibitie endom scosi channel so am say how say AGH Politics Avenue. The first time when you subscribe, share na Akuffo so answer into me can be sanso and me I like a show and I will leave your comment constructively under the comment section. But that's it. So I am Sadia Mami.
I stay in the judiciary because the Supreme Court has quashed a 2020 bench warrant for the arrest of social media commentator Kevin Taylor, citing lack of due process. In a 4-1 majority decision, a 5-member panel presided over by Justice Omorisi Futanko ruled that the warrant issued by Justice Eric Cheba for now a Court of Appeal judge violated Mr. Taylor's rights to due process. The court granted an application for certiorari as filed by Kevin Taylor's lawyers, arguing the bench warrant was issued without giving Mr. Taylor a chance to be heard. Justice NSK, who dissented from the majority decision. The bench warrant was issued on January 16, 2020 after Kevin Taylor allegedly made some derogatory comments about Justice Cheba. The warrant directed the Inspector General of Police, National Security and the Bureau of National Investigations to arrest Kevin Taylor and bring him before the court to answer for his comments. The Supreme Court's decision marked a significant development in the case, with Justices Sanyo Jamefe, Simon Bill Subari and Philip Bright Mensah making their first appearance on the Apex Court panel that ruled on the matter.
No. And I was here. Galamsia Samano. Akuffo the Teso. They be a blame Jubilee House. And the Mahama by blame Jubilee House. He's right. He's not wrong. He's right. But the part that I want him to prove to us that he's credible is that he's supposed to mention names of this government, the appointees who are involved in Galamsey. You see, so you're here now Begina TV so now kasa anyhow. You allow young people on the street to question your level of intelligence. Because you can't just say kwasi ampenyi bi ebetina social media. Eke can some say NDC phobia and nasa will to me ambodi am for fact and to you won't say kwasia because ondi nipa bi enim. So na adwene kra so odi nipa ni maybe a mmoa bi no odi obonim tina adwene so nipa. But if you are the president of the National House of Chiefs, nasa unya the opportunity to speak on such a very delicate issue, you need to be bold to mention names. Because ankende okasa you know ka boarding government appointees who are involved it will make you more legit. It will make you more credible. It will force people to take their time before they question your level of intelligence and also where you belong to when it comes to politics or your political affiliation. Because you cannot just say because people were blaming the Akuffo and the NPP in 2020 from 2017 to 2024, no, we have to by force blame this government. I am not holding brief for this government. If there are people in this government who are involved in Galamsey, so you need to mention the name. That is why I encourage young people or journalists on TV to not just come on TV and say, people in this government are doing Galamsey. Mention the name. And when you mention the name, we will question the person. And that is what we call you being an elder. Now, listen. Papa Way and Chebia, let me show you this. And I'm talking about Ojahoho, right? This is the same man. This was in September 2024. What did he say? Enforce laws against illegal mining than imposing total ban on all mining activities. Original National House of Chiefs catch the Ghana for say, Yen Kungalam say 2024 ne Akuffo no power. Osio, Sa time na Ghana for call for a total ban. Sebio on all mining activities in Ghana and the Akuffo on hini way be gina Ghana for catch say on tia se ne de on peneso sebio aban amo institutions na ehwe eye mining so no omo no munye omadwuma na total ban na ose ono on peneso on say ade chie no this same man ogina TV so ka say ni eblemu Akuffo aban and they eblemu NDC na aban we mu ni pay ye enso ntime bie na no ambo obi adin we yo hene ye nto ne so aba se odia hoho eka no kore na se enye atro no pese odekọ nendam na odekọ wu a osanko body ni enwu so hene we die se bi odi no kore papa we die enye ne position na wo no ene wa na ju se obehye House of Chiefs national echi e dia bedi obi nwa asem abeka asem a enim. Because as I sit here, I am questioning your credibility as a man who basically can be trusted. Because what is stopping you from doing it? Remember, man way timer na oye still or president of the National House of Chiefs. He was in Ghana and a Professor from Pop Boating released a whole report as a sector minister of lands. And I'll catch Ghana for say report way. Omo ye galamse wo Ghana nyina no omo din wom mede ma Akuffo ado e no totwene ye na man we wo Ghana. What did he say? Thank you very much, team. Na man we wo Ghana time afrem pon boatin e de report the Bible ntene ebeka kire Ghana for say na Nana Danko Akuffo ado me na ye sector minister mama ne report a kire say Lord Kome ye galamse Gabi Ocheda akundi wom, Kwekuba akudi wom, Chairman Wuntumi di wom, Kate Jemfua di wom, Samia Wuku, any NPP mpenifo ne chairman for Obodi were reporting him, Emma the whole Ghana yenye beridi. This man na odanhu ye the president of the Ghana the national the House of Chiefs, the National House of Chiefs. He did not speak. He stayed away from the scandal. He stayed away from that report. It is because he thinks to say he's going to use his position to deceive Ghanaians. Because on person in the position by deceive Ghanaians, then he should mention names. He cannot just come and vaguely come and make a statement that is weak and just walk away and make it look like, say, with all due respect, you are making sense than anybody else. You need to be emphatic enough because we respect you as the president of the National House of Chiefs. You just don't speculate. You make it emphatic. Yenye pese stop galamse no. Yenye pese chinipa. Yenye pese abandi bo hu edi hudwuma. Identity agina hoye nipa bi. Mention the name. We have passed that stage of nipa bi wa abema omuye galamse. Nipa bi wa abema omuye galamse. The last time I was telling journalists in Ghana. So be betina TV so ka say nipa bi wa abema omuye galamse. Ka say on to me mbodin you should shut up. That is how it's supposed to be done. So I want to mean body no and for credibility and to line so and say minimum say way Kevin Taylor Kwame way Eko way Ewa way or your way I say yes you are making emphatic statement because this kind of speculative statement and then Akuffo ado mo hihye chira bedru hanne a o ma say nsuo na menewo ye ba be no mawu. And these are things we have been talking about, speculations. In penifo ya mamu positions na omo TV so omo grant interviewer na omo pese omo hunhunu enyo be di gu Ghana system nim. We should pass that stage of speculation. Sadia when ya be jana kasa say na yama abodamfo bi afa ya no asem na omo de keka nkwase asem without any facts. I will be happy if somebody in this government is exposed with the fact to say, oh, yeah, galamse, I will support it. I will make sure that person is kicked out of this government. That person is rebuked. If that person has to be prosecuted, they are prosecuted. I will do it. If you cannot mention names, then shut up. With all due respect, sir. Ojawo, you represent the National House of Chiefs. Okasa enyam frama, okasa enante. Onye ready say ubebodiya, shut up and stay quiet. And let us, the young ones, find a fact and then do what? And then follow the fact. Stop this speculative statement. Be emphatic in your statement. Speculations, the mama politician be afayedi. Ama politicians be asai Ghana. Nana Addo Danko Akuffo ado Bawumia betuna so. Yentumi nkasa direct. Yentumi mbodin. Ene yebu nkwasiabe. Openye jekum ne di baby. Obetena radio so a nkwasiabe for 8 years. Hwe ho sunsanso. Why did you say Obetnawa? No, so Bunkwasiabe, be factual. Be emphatic in your statement. Let the people know. Say a seminar wokano, engineer so, na yentu one among. Obia to me because say, Abamuni Payagalam say, Yabetumaka, Obia Betumaka, again, how are we going to solve the problem? Huh? Ofui bia betuma because say Abamuni Payagalam say, it's speculative. The person should be emphatic. The way from Pombo the report by Ania Church D-Wom, today the names are still in the report. That is factual. So between you and the professor from Pop Watting or Jahoho, I will respect from Pop Watting than you because from Pop Watting came with names. You didn't come with any name. You just came to speculate. Say, Obi ya NPP adebina ya we are. You are not supposed to copy the same thing. Move, just go ahead of people who speculated. Just be factual today because while some enyekeke, while some ehodi weight is my simple advice to you. So let's all try and help and fight this. And stop this where you your hene obian to minchi wuntum obian to so aba sa wonya bone ana woni obi enye bibia wonim se oba beto to a ade na wonya bold embodin sibia wo kasa ne kire se ebia one politician bia ye bibia usuro se wobodin a politician no ebeba bontan beka oboni awaye na sa wonim se ahene na wodi no or the presidency now occupy as the National House of Chiefs president onye bone onja ajemude onye bibia etie oman we mra. You should be bold enough to mention names. So mention the name and let's move forward. Please, we are tired of this speculative statement. I just say, why NPP communicator be say NDC committee, we don't know where you belong. Be emphatic and let's move on. Mr. Ramo, you jai sa nyoma and solve problem yeah. Asam fu froswa say si. Asam na esinini. Ghana AIDS Commission for a release statement. Emu you know. Na the ama emu ya nyina say Ghana records 12,614 AIDS related deaths in 2024, up from 12,480 in 2023. Ghana AIDS Commission for the Assem Biabeto emu ding emu du. And before I speak on this, a woman reached out to me a couple of months ago about Ghana AIDS Commission and the way they do their statistics. This email, I need to find it. She was very, very detailed. I think she's worked there before. But right now, maybe only Ghana be man I say or Abrucha, I don't. But she sent me a very detailed email. And if that woman is watching me, she can remind me. It's in my email. There are a lot of emails that I receive. And she basically emailed or sent me. It was time na Omoka said because of free SHS in T a year HIV Akuffo. There was something like that. And I would like to apologize to the AIDS Commission. I don't know whether the man is still there or not. In fact, I based my editorial or I reacted to that story based on the story that came out. In fact, for some reason, I read the whole story and it was a quote that Ghana Web or one of those media houses put out. Not knowing that the statement the man put out, and let me say this today, the statement they put out on Ghana Web say a man and a car, that wasn't the context. But Ghana Web to Ghana AIDS Commission, man. So I don't know if he's still there. Now what happened? And they say the man actually reached out to Ghana Web. And I'll catch them say the story you put out there, say me say free SHS at HIV, it is wrong, and that the context you use my quote, it was wrong. And the reporter should come back and have this interview again. Ever since the Ghana Web guys never went back to the man again. So what they did was that and it was getting closer to elections. And that thing really worried the man. Because that wasn't what he said. But because Ghana Web, na omo pe say omo carry story be the part to abontin say because of free SHS and the Akuffo and the Akuffo community, omo the asem koto man so ma. Till date is a problem for the man. And the man reached out to the media houses that came to his office, or it was an event. Of Frey almost said they should come back. And that the story they have put out there, he didn't say that. The reporter who came misreported. Ever since there, Ghana Web and those people never went back to the man. and they put that fake story on the man. I think it's the Ghana AIDS Commission boss. Now, that story by a lady reached out to me. And that lady was like, the statistics, the way Ghana AIDS Commission, they do their statistics, how they arrive at their figures, they need to really look at it, because sometimes it overlaps. Either they overstate the numbers or they understate the numbers. And if it is within a margin of error, it's fine. But it is not within margin of error. Normally, sometimes, most cases, they understate even the numbers. So the woman emailed me and said she actually sent me all the facts and how they do their statistics and how she believes to say, you cannot say you tested somebody in senior high school, time of call first year. Sa nipa na testing na oye negative no. Sa nipa do third year. At that point, that person no, the statistics now will take in SS1 no. It cannot qualify. Say nipa do SS3 no, onya 8. So you cannot use that number now. We take it 3 years ago no to justify the fourth year no and say because na nipa no SS1 no only 8 no, or do SS4 and answer SS3 no only 8. It doesn't work like that. And I think that is the small mistakes the Ghana AIDS Commission makes. But nevertheless, we need to also address the issue here. The issue, Mr. S. Yes, this is the story. There's the story. Let me. In fact, it's about time I clarify this matter, because modern Ghana. In fact, modern Ghana so be another outlet in Kwasiade Nkwano moye. They don't even have an office. Criminals. Modern Ghana so. This is the story I was talking about. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this story out. This is Asema Mokato Papa Wiso. It was close to elections. Free SHS has reduced teenage pregnancies, HIV infections by 50%. Ghana AIDS Commission. This man did not make this statement. But Modern Ghana, they picked it, and because Modern Ghana ensured any better news outlet, a criminal entity, some young boys be, foolish boys be without any credibility. And what they do is, 20 Ghana, they will write things about people and destroy lives. This man never made this statement. And this man made every effort to get Modern Ghana, the reporter now Obasa event, because it was an event. And na man a grant interview. And na Koraniko Jina ho, and na opeke sa partner and otrasa to man we so. And because Modern Ghana mono, it is all about money. It's all about Sikar Bemomo. And this side we kotuwa because near Kotuaba, month it was around, I think, February 2024. Now, Fena, gear up to elections. So they needed to use these words to justify free SHS. This was fake story. And the same man ding. So platforms like Modern Ghana, you have to be very careful. So whose story of Modern Ghana, be careful. They are a bunch of thieves. Akroma. They have no credibility. In the story of Modern Ghana, Ghana Web, make sure you double check those stories. Fact check the story before, because some Modern Ghana and this they can destroy you. I'm telling you, Modern Ghana, but some office when they don't even have an office. Some foolish boys 3B, Akroma and Sabi, Phoebe. I'll get you their pictures. Stupid boys, so, and that is what they do. This is what they did. If they like, they should come out and say something. The man will speak. Go to the man. He will tell you. The NPP for decided way essay man with life. But let's come to the issue I was talking about. 8 as seminal. Now we should not joke with these numbers. 2023, Nanipa almost say in their data, not omunya 8 or Ghana no, na 12,480. In 2024, no, I jump to 12,614. We need to find a way. We need to find a way to curb and to slow down HIV. And I say a month for omunya 8 or Ghana. We need to find a way. There should be more education. I remember in the early 90s, and early 2000s, there were a lot of AIDS adverts, and I say a HIV adverts on TV. What it does, and they say, sometimes there were a lot of us who were in school. Now your JSS near the day. What it does, and they say, the more you watch these adverts, as a young man, as a teenager, it puts some little fear in you. And I'm not saying fear that is going to stop you from being who you are, but it puts some kind of caution close to where your heart is, where your reasoning, basically, maybe our kumano, be a wana, and no adrenaline kaboom adrenaline. And every time these ads were playing on TV, even though young men and women were active, but at least when you take 10 young men and women, over about 5 now, you get about 7 of them telling you, say, that ad always has been talking to them. And people like us, we found ourselves in that position. And it's not people like us, we were always cautioned. These kind of ads that were circulating all over the place. Not a way a TV so, not a way a radio so. These ads, you might think they don't do anything, but what they do is when a young man is walking, when a young girl is walking, his school bag bodechi, now that big billboard and it's talking to him. Instantly, that person will walk away. Or forward 3 times, 4 times, or tear advert 4 times, visually, or who bear 10 times, 20 times, 300 times. That thing plays in their head. And it's a little deterrent. At least it's a deterrent, sir. And more omutumika say, unya nipa 5 cry, 3 beka say, I am not going to get myself involved in unprotected sex. It is not always about using Bible, using Quran. It's not always about intimidating them. There are so many ways to let people understand, say, there is a problem around them and that there is a way to move out of the problem. It should always not be a Rambo style of solving issues. Sometimes psychologically, you have to put the art in the system. We need to.
Into way and somehow the team course or channel so I'm not so Jim or had a sense of bad in the Adumbia domain. And we ain't sure my now Yamfadi cheesy and so on.